The project shown in this video can be found in the textbook Technical Drawing 101 with AutoCAD, available from SDC Publications. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the copy command. The copy command is located here on the Draw toolbar. It's located here on the Modify panel of the ribbon, or you can type CO and press Enter. Okay, so I'm in the copy command, and the first prompt says select object. So I'm going to pick on the edge of this circle, and you'll notice that after I pick that circle, it's still prompting me to select objects. Now, if the circle is the only thing that I'm going to copy, what I want to do right now is press Enter. As soon as I press Enter, I'm prompted to specify the base point for the copy, and I like to think of the base point as the handle that I'll be carrying this object around as I make copies. So it kind of makes sense to me to choose the center of the circle for the base point, but I could snap to the quadrants, or I could even choose a point off the circle out in space for the handle, if that made sense. But in this case, I'm just going to come back and pick on the center point. Alright, now it asks me to specify a second point or a displacement. So it really wants to know, where do I want to move that to? And so if I were to come up here and pick right at the end point of that line, and then come and pick at the end point of this line, you can see that it's making copies. If I were to snap to the midpoint of the line, to the midpoint again, so what it does, it will make multiple copies until I end the command. So I'll just keep going around here and snapping and making copies. Now it's still wanting to make copies, and another option I would have is to turn ortho on. And you can see that with my polar tracking that I can move perfectly to the right, I could move perfectly down, I could move straight up. So let's say that I want to move straight up and type 1 and press Enter. That would make a copy 1 unit directly above my original. I'm going to move to the right, and I'm going to type 2 and press Enter. And you can see that it copied this 2 units out. Now I'm going to turn ortho off for a second. What if I wanted to go off at an angle? And so what I could do, let's say that I wanted to copy over 1 and up 1. Well, what I would type in is 1, comma 1 and press Enter. And so starting at my base point, it moves over 1 and goes up 1. And so it does an XY move. Now, what if I wanted to move it, let's say, 6 units at 30 degrees? So it would be somewhere out here. Here's what I would do. I would type 6, and then I would press the Tab key, which indicates to AutoCAD that the next thing I enter is going to be an angle, and I'm going to type 30, and I'm going to press Enter. Now I'm going to probably have to scroll out a little bit so I can see where that is. So because at the scale that I'm drawing at, that is 6 units right there. So let's try it again, and let's just let's do 2 Tab 45 and press Enter. Alright, so that's where that one wound up. So I'm going to press Escape. So that is how you use the copy command. You can make multiple copies of whatever it is you're trying to do. Now you can also copy things, they don't have to be circles. You can window something, press Enter. When it asks for the base point, you could pick an end point, you could pick a midpoint. You just pick whatever makes sense to you. So I'm going to pick on this midpoint, for example, here, and I could even snap to the center point of that circle, or to the quadrant of this circle, and to the quadrant of that one, or to the midpoint of this line that's running up and down on the side of the rectangle, or over here, and then press Escape to get out of the command. And that's the copy command.